Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Getting ready for to stream in multiple different places here. So we're
Yep.
just going to get set up here real quick. Just take a second. But how's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. We're super excited because we've got a really fun craft in store for us, for everybody today. So, and this is a fun one. I'm really excited because I've never made these before.
Yep. All right. It looks like we are live everywhere we are
Oh,
supposed to
yay.
be. So
Okay,
that's a good
great.
thing.
That went quickly. Yay. I love it when technology works, right?
Yes. And if you're watching, wherever you're watching, please say
Yes.
hi. Let us know in the chat. We love chatting with you. So
Yeah,
hello,
exactly.
all.
Exactly. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. We love getting together, having fun crafts, doing all kinds of fun things together. If you don't know who we are, I'm Patty. I'm here with the amazing Hillary.
Hello, everybody.
And we are the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY. So as you can imagine, we love our hounds, we love our pups, and we love DIY. We love all kinds of fun things to do with your hands, homemade, handmade, all kinds of good things. And so we have a really fun craft for you today that is inspired by a bunch of Amazon finds that we had. But
Yep.
This is something I've never done this before. And so we thought we'd dive in. I had some of the supplies already purchased, but then some of them we ended up having to put together. And this was something that I ended up getting for today's craft was this beautiful stack of blue cotton fabrics. And I just love each and every, they're the calico prints. They're so pretty. I love them. They're like the old 50s style prints, really pretty. There's all kinds to choose from. It's a nice lightweight cotton fabric. There's a really fun kind of plaid, and then there's a fun stripe, and then they have a couple of the polka dots. There's like a mini polka dot. So you can kind of see some of the other fabrics here. Really fun. And then for today's craft, I'm gonna use the larger polka dot, which will be fun to do.
Yeah, these are so cool. So if you are watching us on Amazon, you can check out, there's a carousel at the bottom that will highlight all of the products that we're going to be talking about that we're using for this particular craft. But if you're watching elsewhere, you can check out links in our description. So we have all these products that we're going to be using linked in the description as well. So depending on where you're watching from. And yeah, obviously, so key ingredient for this particular craft. We're making some reusable beeswax wraps. So it's so cool. I've always eyeballed them. I've wanted to try them out. And so when Patty came up with this idea to let's make them, I was like, this is perfect because then we can customize them, make them whatever colors, whatever fabrics, all that sort of stuff. And I finally get to actually try them. I've looked at them in the stores and things like that. I've looked at them on Amazon, and now I get to make my own. So that's so fun.
Yes. And so thank you for telling. I just jumped right into what we're working with. I'm getting so excited to make these because, again, this is something new that I haven't made before. But I just love, you can, obviously, if anybody watches us, I love blues. So I picked the blues, blue colors. They're so pretty. But again, you can go through your craft stash. Amazon has so many, like if you go to shop for this one on this collection on Amazon, they have other colorways. So you can get them in colorways of yellows or greens, or even there's a black and white one that's super pretty. I really love it. But yeah, pick the ones that match your decor or just match, the flavor of the day, however you're feeling. But yeah, I just love this stash. And these are, as Hillary said, these are going to be the base for our beeswax fabric wraps. So these are going to be really cool.
I have a slightly different bundle that I'm using. Oh, and one of the other things that you're going to want to do when you're looking, we're picking 100% cotton is what you're going to want to use for this particular craft. So that's an important, you want something that the wax is really going to soak into well. So that's an important piece of it as well.
And the lightweight cottons are really nice.
Yep.
They're good for this too. So you don't really want like a denim or a heavy, cotton duck or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have, mine is sort of a green colorway, but I have these two.
Oh, and that's so pretty.
It has this. It has a really fun green gingham
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah.
And then where is my favorite one?
That's a nice
Losing 'em.
size too. I should have said the size. I don't even know what the size of mine are.
So I think yours are 20 by 20.
20 by 20. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the size. Nice size. I really like this. And what yours are?
I think mine are like 17 by 20.
They're actually, 19 and a half by 19 and a half. So they're about the same size.
They're about the same.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Real close.
So
that's so
I just
pretty.
love these. It's
That
so
is
many
gorgeous.
different types of prints.
Yeah.
And they do coordinate with each other. So you can definitely like find the ones that'll work together.
Right. Right.
And I love making it it's almost like quilting. So you're collecting little bits and pieces or little kind of scrap pieces and then seeing what works together for whatever reason, whether it's your own decor, if you're gifting it to somebody, their favorite colors, that sort of thing. So
right.
I love that there are so many choices. So in the two that we have linked, you can get, like greens, oranges, the black and whites, like you have a lot of different choices within those two links for both of us. So
yeah. And then just because we love pups, I thought I'd throw another one in the mix today to talk about. This is one of my other favorites from Amazon. This I Love My Dog print. It's so cute. It's just, it's got like sloppy kisses, wet nose, keep calm and feed the dog. Who rescued
that's
who?
adorable.
Like be the person your dog thinks you are. All these fun little sayings on here with these adorable little cartoon puppy dogs. But it's another really lightweight cotton fabric. So one of the things that I love about these beeswax wraps is they're not just for food, but you can do dry goods as well. So I'm made one already, and I'm gonna fold it up, and I'm gonna put some treats in here. Yeah. And then you can just fold it up like that and like that. And you've got a nice little pouch that you can tuck in your pocket and take on your walks. So this is a perfect little beeswax wrap for doggy treats if you wanted to do something adorable. Like that.
I love it. Adorable.
So there's a little preview of what we're making.
And so one of the steps that you will need to do, because as you can't quite see it, but you can definitely feel it when they're fresh out of the package. The cotton doesn't quite have as much texture to it, so you want to run them through the wash before you actually start using them.
Yeah, and I would just also, because these are likely going to be used for food items, I want to make sure that there isn't any kind of chemical residue from the processing of making the fabric, because sometimes they'll spray it with something to keep it, I'll call it fresher, longer, that kind of stuff. And you want to make sure all of those chemicals and everything, your fabric is free of that. So washing it in a nice soap and water, hot soap and water, that's perfect. That's what we use actually at home. Same thing.
So you definitely want to make sure, like, there's all kinds of different natural wash machine laundry detergents, but just make sure that it doesn't have any scent to it. So no dyes, no scents, that sort of thing. These are going to be used for food, food grade, food grade items. So you definitely want to make sure that you have something as clean and free of dyes.
All that kind of stuff.
Free of dyes, free of perfumes as possible. And it's amazing how different they feel once they've come through the wash too. So they definitely, you can feel that that texture, the weave has opened up a little bit. It's going to make it so that you can actually have that wax soak all the way into the fabric.
Yeah. So once you wash and dry it, you're going to want to iron it flat. Right. Get as many wrinkles out. Now, mine isn't absolutely perfect. There are a couple of wrinkles here and there, but you really want it as nice and flat as possible. For this project. And I have my iron here. Let me see if I can. You had the coolest iron. I have a really fun one too, but But yeah, I love yours. That's really
So
cool.
this one, I have had this for so long. The one I'm actually linking to is probably the newer model, probably a couple models newer than this one, but this one has lasted so well. And it is the Hamilton Beach. And what I love about this one is, so you have this nice big opening for filling with water. And then you can have spray and steam buttons here.
Okay.
So you can control spray and steam.
That's nice and convenient. Yeah.
You can control the amount of steam or turn the steam off. And then back here, you can see the dial. And then one of my biggest selling features was a retractable cord. So it just makes it so much easier to store it when you're done. So
for sure,
I'm gonna get this pulled out, and it's just a little button here that it
retracts.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
So it's a nice place for it to store. This has lasted me years and years. Like, have had no problems with it. It's been a great investment. And like I said, I think the one that I've actually linked is newer, just because I've had this one for so long. It's a real testament to, they hold up well.
Yeah, so Hamilton Beach is a good brand. It's a really good brand.
It gets a lot of use. So this is an iron you're going to need for this particular one. Yep. And also some aluminum foil to protect that iron.
Yep, exactly. Just some regular, you can have heavy duty, but just everyday foil is perfect for this. Just a sheet to cover. And the reason you're covering your iron is you want to make sure that you're not going to get any wax on it, right? You just want to protect that surface. The aluminum will actually allow the iron to heat through to the fabric, but you want to protect the surface of your iron just so it doesn't get any wax on it, which is great.
And you're going to set your iron to the cotton setting. So usually that'll be the hottest setting on your iron.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't need the steam. So if you have the option to turn that steam, because you've got this aluminum foil that's sitting on top of it, if you try to steam, it will come out and can burn your hands.
It'll trap the water.
So turn off that steam setting if you can.
Yep. Perfect. And then what I use to iron on when I don't want to pull out my large ironing board, I got this from Amazon. I love this ironing blanket. This is amazing. So it has a quilted side, but it also has a nice flat surface side. A lot of the ironing blankets have a quilted side on both sides. If you're getting one that's really, kind of inexpensive and not really a good quality. And then what happens is as you're ironing, you get all of these lines on what you're ironing. So it's like, what's the point, right? So it's nice. And this is a really big, this is small. This is the small size. I honestly don't know what size the small version is, but it goes small, medium, large. And then I think there's an extra large. So there's a nice big surface to cover your countertop, cover your table. If you want to iron on your bed or your washer or dryer, sometimes you're in the laundry room and you just want to pull out something real quick to wear. This is great. It's a nice, thick, good quality ironing blanket. It'll absorb water or moisture, so you're not going to get that water seeping through onto the surface, which is super helpful. And it's a 3-piece set. So it comes with this silicone iron rest. So that's heat resistant. So you can set, obviously I've got foil on my iron, but you can set your iron down and not have to worry about it scorching the surface or ruining your surface, which is great. And then it also comes with, which I haven't used yet, but this ironing protective cloth. So it is a mesh that you can use between the cloth and the iron, and it's a scorch resistant cloth. So if you're ironing something, now I guess I wouldn't recommend like ironing silks or anything, but if it's something really delicate that you're ironing and you want to make sure that the iron doesn't actually touch the cloth, this will have it sit. It's super thin, but it gives you that thin layer so it's not going to scorch that fabric. Or less likely to, then this is a really nice little added bonus that comes with the set, which is super great. yeah, I love this. It's portable. You can take it with you if you're traveling or if you're a quilter or something, and you've got your ironing board in the laundry room and you don't want to drag it to your sewing room or craft room. It's nice to have this.
That one is so convenient, and travel
really
like
is.
that.
Yep.
That is perfect.
Yeah, go into a hotel room and sometimes they don't have an ironing board, or the ironing board is kind of mucky, you know.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to use that ironing board.
This is a great. It folds up, super portable. I mean, it's just great. I really love it.
So in that same vein, I'm using something similar. So it's just a tabletop kind of ironing board, and for mine, I've had this for years and years. But what's nice about this one, and I will be leaving this with the feet down or with the feet up today, but it will give you some space away from that surface that you're putting it on, the tabletop that you're putting it on. So that'll protect your tabletop from being directed right next to that heat or the moisture from the steam and stuff. Yeah. So again,
that's great. I love those. This would be great for like a college dorm too.
Absolutely.
I think, both of these would, but I could see that being like the ironing board for a college student or, grad student or somebody like that. Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it's got a little hanger so you can hang it in your closet.
I love that. Yeah.
It's just super
that simple feature is so nice.
Yeah.
So you can store it and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Doesn't take up floor space when you're storing it. That's nice. I love that. That's great. Perfect. Well, we're getting all our area prepared for this fun craft. It's actually, the craft is going to fly by in a blink of an eye.
Yes.
So it goes by very quickly. So stay tuned. Keep watching. It's worth it. But we're just getting all prepared for that. The next thing you'll need is parchment paper. Well, a rag.
Yeah.
Put a rag down first. To protect your ironing board or ironing mat. Again, we're dealing with melted wax, so we just want to protect that surface. And then once you have your rags, and we do have a set of cleaning cloths or cleaning rags available. If you're watching on Amazon, there's some listed there. Just get a clean cloth, and then you're going to put 2 layers of parchment paper down. We'll use one, and then we'll sandwich our fabric between the other one. But I just have both of mine cut already, ready to go. And, just a good parchment paper is all you need. And then, do we want to,
I think,
cut our fabric to size? Yep.
Cut ours down. I might move my parchment paper out of the way a little here.
I've got a little tape measure here. I'm gonna do one that's about 10 by 10, I think.
So, and mine is about 12 by 12. I've already marked it out.
Okay.
And you're going to want some pinking shears for this, and that'll just help keep it from fraying. And it also gives that cute little zigzag edging to it as well.
Exactly. And I think we have the Mundial pinking shears. That's what I'm using. I have had these forever. They are such a great quality. I haven't even had to sharpen them. They're amazing. I really love this brand for my pinking shears. And the nice thing about pinking shears is the cotton won't fray, right? So that's kind of why we're doing this. Let's see. I need to measure.
And it gives it that like cute homemade quality to it.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. Let's see how far I've gone.
So, and the cool thing about making these custom is you can then do whatever sizes you need for your own household. So I have one, I'm making a couple that are 12 by 12, but I'm going to do one that's about, well, I guess, as you said, 19 and a half by 19 and a half. So it's the full size of my sheet. So you could do them small if you wanted to use them for like an avocado or just a little,
Right. This one's, I think it's 8 by 8 for my little doggy treat bag. Again, I just kind of eyeballed how big I wanted my little treat pocket to be, and just kind of folding it over the sides and everything. But yeah, if you just want to cover like a cut piece of lemon or an orange, say you have half an orange or half an onion, you could just do like a little 5x5 inch square. Yeah. You don't have to wrap the entire fruit or vegetable with the beeswax wrap. You can just cover that open end of the fruit to cover it. You're basically using the beeswax wrap in place of plastic wrap. So exactly. A cling wrap or something like that. So it's more eco-friendly. You're not having to worry about ingesting microplastics and things like that, which seems to be everywhere nowadays. And then it's obviously reusable, all that good stuff. So another great reason to do a beeswax wrap. So, and I have one more side to do, but all I had to do is follow the polka dots. So
that makes it easy.
That's so nice. So let me just trim.
Now you could also do, so we're obviously doing squares, or you could do rectangles, but you could also do circles if you wanted to have something like use the size of a bowl that you want to be able to cover.
Oh yeah.
So
right.
Just take that bowl and then kind of trace around a few inches around the outside of that.
Add a few inches. Yep.
Cover the bowl. So you can do these whatever sizes, shapes you want to. So it's totally customizable, and obviously whatever patterns you want to as well.
And it'd be fun, since we have a mix of fabrics that coordinate, to do one in every color or one in every pattern. I think that would be cute too to do. I love that. These are so fun,
and it's so easy. Like and they're addictive. Once you do one, you're going to want to do a whole set of them. So they're perfect for gifting. So you could put them in a little gift basket for somebody. So, because you're going to want to make a fair amount of them.
Well, think about Mother's Day's coming up. Yep. These would be so fun to do for Mother's Day or Dog Mom's Day or anything like that. So yeah, really fun. All right. So I've got my ironing blanket, my towel, my clean towel, a layer of parchment, and my fabric. So I've got my almost getting ready for my little sandwich.
Yep.
And then what we'll be sprinkling on top is the 100%, you want premium grade. This is cosmetic grade, so it's really good, clean, pure beeswax.
Yep. And you want the little pellets.
Yes. Tiny, tiny little. Mine's tiny little pellets.
And I am using.
So I love this one.
Here. And again, you can use it for candles, for lip balms, for skin, for soaps. So, lotions, you want that. You want that grade.
Yep.
And I'm using white. I just think if you're using this with different fabrics and things like that, it's nice to have the white. You have less chance of it kind of adjusting the colors that you're going to be doing.
So I'm just kind of, so you can see the size of the pellets. They're tiny. All right.
And again, make sure that your wax that you're using doesn't have any perfumes or dyes or anything in it as well. So mine does smell amazing. Like, it smells fantastic. I love the way it smells. It smells like bee pollen. But that's just the natural scent of the actual wax. That isn't an added scent or anything. So if you are a little surprised when you open it up, if you've checked and made sure there's no added scents or anything like that, it does have a scent to it, because that's just the nature of the wax, has a little bit of a scent to it.
So. All right. So then we just sprinkle and spread. Sprinkle it around across the fabric. Now, I didn't realize this. I've got polka dots and I've got little beads. So now it's hard to tell what are my little beads and what are my actual polka dots, but I'm going to try and I'm getting this everywhere. Some random loose beads or pellets. but we want a nice thin layer. You can always go back and add more. So you don't need to add a ton. There's definitely spaces between the wax, but try to get close to the edge. The wax will bleed off the fabric once it melts. So you don't want a ton of wax because then you'll end up having a big mess at the end there. But
so I would say, yeah, kind of a light coating of them, and know that you can go back and add some more if you need to. So you can't take it away, as Patty said to me earlier today. You can add it, but you can't take it away, and that's a good kind of rule of thumb.
Yep. And I'm just looking, kind of eyeballing where there, is a pile of beads, and then kind of moving them to a spot where maybe there aren't that many. I'm just trying to spread them out as evenly as I can. There's definitely spaces, but again, this will melt. And when I made the first one not too long ago, just a little bit ago, I was actually able to see it melting. And you might be able to, depending on how thick your parchment paper is, you might be able to see it and then kind of move it off into dry areas where
you can kind of
wax.
Position that wax, kind of like
push it a little bit
to flow to different spots.
Yep. All right. This is where the fun begins. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This gets to be so fun. All right, so another layer of the parchment paper. Make sure your iron is nice and hot. Ooh, yeah, it's hot. You're ready to go.
And this is one, so I'm used to ironing quickly. Like I usually move around a lot and move that iron a lot. In this particular instance, you do kind of want to give it a second to actually melt those beads. So,
yeah. And so I can see where the beads have just started to melt.
Yep.
So I can move to a spot where we need to melt some more. And then I can actually see where the melted wax is gone, and I can kind of push the melted wax across the fabric.
Yeah, and I can see it a lot better on this fabric than on my first one. So.
Good.
And also, I think as that wax is kind of getting onto the parchment paper as well.
Yes. And just be careful because it is liquid underneath, and it'll go all over the place.
Yep.
So when you're pushing it, just be careful where it goes, and then you got to work quickly because that wax will melt again. I'm sorry, will harden again pretty fast. And it's hot, so be careful once you get it covered. And you've got a bigger piece than I do.
And I've got
work on
a smaller surface, so I kind of have to adjust here.
Shift and move and shimmy and shake. So once you have it coated, take the first layer of parchment off, carefully pick up your beeswax fabric from the ends, and then we're just shaking it to cool it off, let it dry, and it'll start to stiffen as that wax hardens again. This is so fun. I feel like a little pizza dough going back and forth.
And you can kind of give it a little shake. You're just really letting it just cool down.
Yep. Oh, this is so fun.
These turn out so...
It's almost like a no-fail project.
Yes.
Like I knew it took us a while to set everything up and kind of tell you all the parts and pieces. It goes by in a matter of a minute, but it's almost like it's a no-fail thing. You really can't. It's so easy, so fun, and I just love I love the fabrics, the patterns. You know, you can really dress this up with using all kinds of different fabric patterns and colors and all that kind of stuff.
And you can really see those little pinking sheared edges.
Yes.
Like, it just gives it such personality. I love that. And so
perfect.
you have those
together.
I have another little one here that I did yesterday.
The little bumblebees. How cute. You can get some fabric with like little lemons on them, you know, just some fun kitchen. Yeah, is that one?
Have a little,
cute. I love that.
Yep.
So fun. And then basically you would take, like, I have a block of cheese. I haven't opened it yet, but if this didn't have a plastic wrap on it, or once I open this and I'm ready to put it back, all you need to do is just fold it over, just like a little present. And you stick it in the fridge, and you're now protecting that food, right?
I love that. Yeah.
It's
and
so nice
you're not
and
having
easy.
to waste little plastic baggies.
Yeah.
Again, the microplastics that are also included with that. So I just love this. And as far as like caring for them, so you're going to want to wash with like a light dish soap and kind of, I would say room temperature, warmish water, not hot is the important thing. You don't want to remelt that wax.
Yeah.
So that's the
cool
key
to
for
warm
that.
water. Yeah. Would be recommended. And what's nice about this actually stays closed, you know, it keeps it nice and airtight. The wax is a nice kind of moisture barrier, all that good stuff. So I really love this as a practical solution for anything. And again, as I did earlier, I made this little one I've got some dog treats here. You can you're going on a walk with your pup. We always feed the neighbor pups when we go on walks with treats. We always bring extras. But you know, you could just fold it up, boom, boom. Here we go, fold that up. And now I can just tuck this in my pocket, and I don't have to worry about extra crumbs or anything getting at the bottom of my pocket. And this protects, you can put pretzels or dry goods in this as well, is basically what I'm saying. Of course, I've got some dry dog treats in here, but you can put any kind of little dry snacks. You can tuck these in your kids' lunch boxes for lunch and things like that, or in your own lunch box office.
And it's a moisture barrier. So in that lunch box, it's like if there are things that you have some things that might have a little bit of liquid to them, something like that, you can kind of partition it off. And these have a moisture barrier on them. So even if it's just the moisture within the box, they're not going to get all soggy or, you know.
Like if you got a little bunch of grapes or something next to, you know, your pretzels or your cheese and crackers, little snack, you can put your cheese and crackers in this little beeswax wrap and protect them from any kind of moisture.
Yeah, I love that.
Like
I love that
so,
idea.
Fun stuff.
And we also have, if you don't want to do them yourself, you can find them on Amazon already.
So sweet. You are so sweet. Hillary did some research and found a little way to cheat on this if you don't want to do it yourself.
So there is a beeswax little bundle where you could get it's 3 different sizes of the little beeswax wraps. But this is so easy and it's so addictive. If you enjoy, especially if you have a craft stash full of some different fun fabrics and things. This is a great way to use up some of those remnants and have something that's really practical after you're done.
Exactly. So calling all quilters out there, we know you've got a huge fabric stash that you've been working through. You know, especially if you're a piece quilter, your pieces are very tiny on a quilt. So you never really actually get through all the fabrics that you have. So this would be a great way to really make a dent in your fabric stash. These would make so fun gifts for your mom, for your grandma, for your sister, you know, for a neighbor gift, a hostess gift, Mother's Day gift, birthdays, all kinds of fun things. And we just love anything that's made by hand, right?
Yep. And it's one of those things, if you're walking by, it's really hard to resist when you see those cute fabrics, especially when they're in the clearance or the remnant aisle. You can use them for these. This is the
Yeah.
perfect craft for that, because you're always like,
Exactly.
well, when am I going to use it? How am I going to use it?
Right.
And just
Right.
finding some that coordinate together and
Yeah.
really getting to then give them some new life and gift
Yep.
them is, I love that idea. I think that
Yeah.
is so fun. Obviously
Yeah.
very personal
Mhm.
gift is made with
Yeah.
love, made by hand. So
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
nothing beats that.
Well, and think about how many you can make with this bag
Yes.
of beads. Like, you could really make a ton. It probably only took, what, 2 tablespoons, I think,
I was
for
gonna
me,
say,
for mine.
yeah.
Like, you know, really not a lot at all. So you could really make a ton of
Yeah.
really fun
This is
wraps
such a
with
fun
this.
craft. I love it. And it is fun too. You'll notice the colors of the fabrics change a little bit as they
Yeah.
get that wax in them. So it's sort of
Yep.
like making them a little bit more vibrant even.
Yeah.
So
You can tell. Yeah. The before and after, right?
Yep.
So, yep. A little richer, a little cozier. It's got a fun feel to it too. It's interesting, you know? It's a really fun texture.
It's a very tactile,
Yeah.
this whole experience. So you get the smell of the wax, but also the melting of the wax, and then the feel of it after you're all done and cooled.
Right. And these will get wrinkles in them and things like that as the more you use them on different shapes of foods and things. They'll probably last, if you care for these well, they'll probably last up to 2 years, just so you know. But yeah, I just love these. These are so nice.
Yeah. And obviously a plastic baggie is not going to get near the use. It's not going to have a life of 2 years. So 2 years is pretty amazing. And you get the added benefit of knowing exactly what's going into what you're protecting your food with. So I love this one. So
yeah, it's great. Well, we hope we've inspired you. Yeah. Get out there. We hope we've inspired you to get out there, have some fun, be creative. Be a gifter, right? I think a lot of us as women, we love to do things for other people. This is the perfect craft for that as well. And if you make them, gosh, let us know. We would love to hear all about it. So thank you, everybody.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Have a great night. Happy Monday.
Bye-bye.